Okay. Additional information on how to create, generate strategies as well as their respective limitations. All right. So we are right now already inside accounting, statements, and I'm going to recipients. That's the agency strategy. Let's go check that out. In the overview, when we edit, we put all the legal information that will be contained if we generate an invoice under the name of this particular recipient. Then we also add the email information where we want to be sending out any accounting reports or accounting statements, documentation, etc. And then we add, if you want or you need to be generating payouts, you add the transaction information. Here you will have a compilation of all the payments ever earned by this particular recipient over in time. And then the strategy is where we actually edit the brains, the logic that will be pulling out the net revenue results of this particular recipient. This would be the summary, the strategy, the overview of the strategy. This homeowner is earning, actually the agency is earning on 3 properties at 22%, and by default on all the other properties in the account at 20%. Actually, let's go inside and take a look at this. The default strategy is 20% on the rental price, and then there's an exception of 22% for these 3 properties. You can generate as many exceptions as you want. You just need to make sure that there's no contradiction between 2 different rules, because otherwise you're kind of like lying to the system and it can bring false results. Then on the fees and services section, we are going to be distributing the costs and revenue of anything that is charged inside the fees and services part of the breakdown. That can be a cleaning fee, but it can also be a city tax, it can be an accommodation fee, it can be a shuttle transportation, it can be a bike rental, it can be anything, right? And then we have the taxes section, which is normally where the VAT of the booking falls in. Now, the fees and services strategy and the taxes strategy work in a way that we are using keywords for that. You always have the default strategy. There's no keyword for that one because precisely for this reason it's the default one. But then, as always, you can add as many exceptions as you want. And for that, you define what is the keyword that you want for this particular rule that we are setting. So in this case, to follow the example, you can see that the agency earns everything that falls into the breakdown inside the fees and services section of the breakdown. And then there's an exception that says out of all the properties, any fee that comes in with the name city tax, the agency earns nothing. So for that, you can also add as many exceptions as you want. You can, if you have booking breakdowns coming in Japanese, in Russian, in German, you can define the strategies also by keyword, and many times that helps also in strategies of, depending on the countries, like France. If you're targeting the city tax for Airbnb reservations is managed by Airbnb directly, but the other city taxes charged for direct bookings or etc. need to be handled by the homeowner or the PM. So in this case, you can use the keyword to define the city tax in a particular way for the direct bookings that allows you to automatically assign the income to the person that needs to be paying out those taxes. I hope this is clear, makes sense. Otherwise, just let me know. And then lastly, on the recurring items part, what we can do is add any extras that maybe are not coming in straight from the booking breakdown. For example, a check-in service normally doesn't come into the booking breakdown, but you charge it to the homeowner. So in this case, the agency would add a recurring service of 20 euros per booking for all these properties in as a check-in service, for example. But you can do the same for cleanings. Imagine that the strategy of the property owner or the property manager is to charge €70 to the client for the cleaning fee, but then has a cleaning agreement and he's paying out 60, and those 10 remaining euros are for the cleaning products, the laundry, etc. You can define it that way. You would, in this case, for the agency, assign 100% on the cleaning fee and then add a recurring expense of minus 60 for each cleaning. Yeah? When you're setting up one of those rules, you can define the recurring item to be generated on the basis of bookings on each property. For example, if you have like a monthly payment agreement for the cleaning fee of €600 with a lady, you can define the strategy for one property like this, and then another property is paid out on a booking basis, for example. You can do that as well. And then here you define what kind of extra item it is for the recipient that we are adding it for. In this case, for the agency, it's a fee, a service that we're offering. And then we would do the same thing in the strategy of the homeowner, where we would be, or actually on the strategy of the cleaning company, where we would be adding a recurring service of plus 60 for each booking for the cleaning fee in this case. I hope this is clear. I hope it makes sense. It is super flexible, allows you to do basically everything. You just need to be a little bit creative. And then once you have strategies set up, remember that you always have this button to import certain parts of strategies for different recipients, because many times those tend to be very recurring.